As the war in Ukraine goes on and Western nations continue to sanction Russia, one of its biggest exports continues to grow in price worldwide. But we all know not all of the oil and gas we use come from Russia. 13 on your side's Justin Bachman is here now to verify.
Hey, Juliet. Our question today comes from a viewer in Muskegon. They asked about an article that ran in Time magazine saying that the U.S. gets just 3% of its oil from Russia. So if that's the case and it's so low, why has gas gotten so expensive? Let's verify. This is the graph in question, showing that in 2021, 3% of U.S. crude oil imports came from Russia. But how that impacts price needs a closer look. Our sources are the United States Energy Information Administration, Dr. Matthew Ross, a former Sunoco project engineer and currently a professor at Western Michigan University, and Jason Geer, president and CEO of the Michigan Oil and Gas Association.
While Russia only supplies about 3% of the crude oil to the U.S., the imports, they actually supply about 20% of petroleum products, which include refined products like gasoline and diesel.
That Time magazine graph is correct, but it doesn't tell the whole story. Dr. Ross is backed up by a March 22nd report from the United States Energy Information Administration. It shows in 2021, 20% of our petroleum products came from Russia.
Crude oil is not a domestic priced product. It's globally priced. So prices depend on supply and demand.
As the U.S. and other nations sanction Russian exports, the supply of gasoline lessens for everybody.
OPEC has not increased their production output, which would help.
So if it's a globally priced, it doesn't really matter how much you import if you can't increase supply to meet the need.
So we can verify that this one is unclear. Yes, the United States only imports 3% of its crude oil from Russia, but gasoline and other petroleum, that's about a fifth. Limited supply for the global market is one of the big things causing those prices to jump. Have you seen something that you're unsure of? Well, you can send it our way and email us at 13onyourside.com, news@13onyourside.com, and we'll verify.